So I have sewn the shoulder seams. I did a grafting type stitch on both sides, so it's semi-invisible. And now I need to measure for the neckline. So lay it out carefully, don't stretch it one way or the other. Don't extra compact it and don't stretch it. And start from one shoulder seam and go around, measuring. And it's kind of awkward to measure up here, but I'll give you the idea of what I did. It's easier on a flat surface. So when I did it before, I got 33 inches. Oh, sorry, 33 centimeters, and that's about what I got this time. So I'm just going to stick with 33. That's what I got when I had it laid out flat, not like this. So I need to have a section of ribbing that is going to fit the 33 centimeters. So the Form computer has a program for doing a band. You enter here your height for 40 rows for your band. In this case, it's the ribbing. And here I'm entering the width for 40 stitches in the main stitch pattern. And then here is the width in centimeters again, and height. So I'm just going to do it 2 centimeters and 33 and 33 there. So the reason I'm doing it is 144 instead of just measuring what the ribbing is that I'm going to have this 33 centimeter opening have the ribbing with the same amount of pull in as it has down here. So I'm not going to have it 33 centimeters of this ribbing. I'm going to have it the equivalent of 33 centimeters here. Which coincidentally is actually the whole width of this. So it's actually going to, I'm actually going to be casting on probably the same number of stitches here. And so it's going to be this same width as it happens to be here, but just half the height. Okay, so let's go ahead and enter this. Let's start again. Erase. Cast on number 1. All stitch patterns, yes. Form, yes. So 80, 100, 100, 4, 1, 33, 38, 4, 1, 33, 6, 6, 2, 0. Okay, 80, 100, 100, 144, 4, 1, 33, 38, 4, 1, 33, 6, 6, 2, 0. And don't need to test it. So left 45 to right 45. Okay. I'm going to bring those pushers up and work. Left 45 to right 45. Oops. Okay, start position, which is to the right of needle 89. Cast on SX, GX, empty row, taking my strippers out, racking handles up, check the needles, and this is actually disobeying the needle rule, so I am going to finesse this. I am going to put down left 45, the pusher and the needle for it, and I am going to essentially use 46 on the right, but this is going to be an empty stitch. It's going to be on the back, so I don't actually have to worry about the pusher not being in range. So right 46, but it's going to be on the back bed. So check the needles, empty row, check the needles in the back. Now here I have to bring up the needles in between. So I'm just going to drop these down completely and actually drop the pushers down too.
Wow.
So they don't pop back up.
Wow. Wow.
Hi, sweetie. And now I'm going to bring up the needles in between on the back bed. And then one needle to the right. Okay, put my edge springs in place.
Wow.
Okay, so yes to check the needles.
Wow.
One color, stitch size.
Wow.
Okay, stitch size 2. Front and back. Now it says orange strippers. I'm going to do no strippers here. LX on the front and on the back. Get the yarn and do one row. Okay, and now I'm going to put a cast on comb in. Now this just allows it to be a little tighter. Okay, stitch size 3.5. 6 notches. Okay. CX on the back. Okay, one row. And hold the lock down. Sorry, hold the comb down. And the second row. Stitch size 475, so that is 5 notches. And on the back. Okay, let's keep going. Thank you, sweetie. And cast on. And then we're going to keep going. Probably going to be somewhere around 10 rows. Oh, I only did 8. That's fine. Okay, get some waste yarn, and we are going to do a few rows. I'm actually going to put strippers in now. Okay. Now I'm going to show you a little trick to keep the loops sealed. It takes a little while, but not too long. It's definitely quicker than a cast off. So trim a long tail. Snip the yarn and re-secure it. Thread a double bodkin. And I'm going to start to the right, which may be off screen right now. But I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I am going to loop it up and on to this yarn. So I'm actually going to put this back here. But that gives you an idea of what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it all the way from the right. 1, oops, 2, 3, and 4. Now, I usually use my Tricot Fit, but I didn't want to bother transferring beds on this. Just wanted to show you what the deal was here. Just keep going down. So what you have to do afterwards is just secure it, the yarn end, so it doesn't get pulled back out and through. So just like tie a knot, tie this to the end. Now, if they're all in the same bed, this is actually much faster because you don't have to weave it all the way through each time. You can put a few on the needle and then weave it through all of those. If you've seen me do the top for the thumb, this is basically that idea on my thumb for the mittens video I've made. Oops. So if you did a lot of rows of waste yarn and aren't worried about it unraveling, by all means don't do this. But I thought I would show you guys one technique you can use if you don't have a Tricot Fit and want to quickly seal off the edges. Well, relatively quickly. It's certainly quicker than doing a regular cast off. Well, for me it is quicker. I'm sure there's some people who do some double bed cast-offs with the lash tool really quickly, but I'm not practiced at that, so that just takes me a little while. Oops, I'm getting a little sloppy there, letting this get up. Okay, here we go. Last one, and through. Okay, and I'm also going to snip the main yarn, but what I'm going to do here is I'm going to leave a really long tail. I'm going to leave it maybe 3 times the length of the work, so that I'm going to use this to attach the collar to the work. 1, 2, 3, and then re-secure the end. And then take off the comb. So some people do the seam on one of the shoulders and then like leave the shoulder seam open, then do it all at once and then do a seam here. But it does make this extra bulky here. So I'm going to bypass that and put the seam in the center back. Okay, so I am going to get those needles down. I am going to space this out. Basically find half. And so that'll be at the front, and these will be at the back, and then space it out every so much. And there we go, and then attach it.
Okay, watch out for Ampy.